several years ago, the Vogtland, or some people in the Vogtland thought they had to be independent from Saxony. But of course, the Vogtland can't be independent.
So why do you think they imported this way of life over there?
Well, I think, and I'm just guessing, these folks probably have a much clearer idea than I do, but I think the movies, I think the old Western movies, the old John Wayne and Chill Wills and all of this stuff, I think that's what kind of brought it all together.
What do you think appealed to them about this?
Well, I think the freedom and being able to be who you, the macho kind of guy that you think you are, and being able to be outside.
I think it's part of the John Wayne syndrome, the big macho guy that wants to do what he thinks is right, and freedom, and it's just sort of used to be the old code of the West, I think, and I think I think John Wayne exemplified it as much as anything, and I think that it's carried over to a lot of other places.
What do you think about the idea of East Germans being cowboys?
I don't know. My granddad was in the Army, and when my dad was a boy, they lived in Germany. He said when he was a boy that Westerns were really popular over there. So I guess they love it for probably all the same reasons that we do.
When you walk down the street and you see somebody in boots and spurs and a hat, I know a lot of people, kind of their first impression is whoa, that guy's kind of a badass, kind of, I feel the cowboys really, it's not about what you have or how much it costs, it's just the lifestyle.
But I think freedom is a whole lot of it. Freedom and the fact that they love being outdoors, and that they love horses, they love cattle, they love dogs, and just really appreciate nature as God created it. I think it appeals to everybody. But the Germans as a group are very good horsemen. They have been for generations, particularly in the sport horses, dressage, and English, things of that nature. To me, cowboy is the fact that we make our living with horses, and that we work cows every opportunity we have. We do a lot of horse showing where we go, and we compete in the cattle events.
I've identified him as someone that has adopted and really adapted the lifestyle of the American Western Cowboy to the extent that they can. But I want to find out, growing up around it, what cowboy means.
Good.
Joe, what's cowboy?
Well, basically, if I was to answer that, I'd say that most people think of a cowboy as a person who lives on a ranch and works cows, or he goes from ranch to ranch working cows, and most of his day is spent horseback working cows, but either driving them, sorting them out, cutting them out, branding, whatever, everything that has to be done with cows during the course of the day. That would be a cowboy.
So what do you think about these guys dressing up like this and all? Do you think they're playing dress up, or they're actually?
I think it's a lifestyle that they want to carry forward.
Like I said, working outside, getting to be out in the sunshine on days like today, and I guess there's kind of a feeling of independence, being able to ride around on a horse and be outdoors.
The way you grow up, you either love animals or you don't have the understanding of them. But I think that the kids that grow up, it seems to me, on farms and ranches, they don't just love animals, they understand life and death. They understand, you know, that this cow, she's having trouble having a calf, and we might lose her. And if we lose her, we're not going to cry, we're not going to go, you know, have a big funeral for her or anything, or weep for 10 days. That's part of life.
And I think that self-sufficiency and honesty and loyalty and kind of having to be a hero sometime if you get caught in a spot out on the range. Or
Well, today we do have some city folks that, you know, have become cowboys. And they've kind of given up, you know, what they were doing in the city and just want to be free. They want to get away from it, which is probably a little bit like what some of the Germans are doing too.
To a working cowboy, that's what being a cowboy is. It's the job. It's the way of life. It's everything that entails. The freedom aspects that you talked about earlier, and then everybody else just wants to be a cowboy. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's understandable for all those same reasons, and that's, you know, you talked about these German cowboys and you know what compels them to try and adopt this lifestyle, and it's that freedom issue, that sense of independence and liberty, you know, living a life that's unchained. It's romance. It's
nature.
Right. You know, and drawing close to that. But and we all want that to some degree, you know, and you know, some of us are able to achieve it at different levels, but really there's only one cowboy, and that's the guy that wakes up every morning at 4 o'clock, rolls out of bed, saddles up a horse, rides out, brings in the remuda, has breakfast, gets his morning orders, and he's out all morning long. Comes in, eats lunch, gets his afternoon orders, and he's out all afternoon. Comes in, eats dinner, and spends some time in the shop working on something that, on a saddle that needs to be mended, or, that's what it is. The rest of us, wish we could be in that situation, but it's, for varying reasons, it's just not achievable for most of us.
I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, and my legs ain't bowed, and my cheeks ain't tan. I'm a cowboy who never rode a cow, never roped a steer, 'cause I don't know how, and I sure ain't aiming to try it now. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. Oh, yeah!
Vorige Woche fast gemäht hier. So, der Thommy, der ist ja jedes Jahr in Amerika. Komm, Bala. Komm, Bala. Komm, Bala. Du brauchst das Heft nicht? scheiß Cowboy-Leben. Mit Augenzwinkern. So, danke. Kommt runter. Also beeil dich.
Tommy, tell me what the rebel flag mean. Everybody has it everywhere around here.
It's for the Germans a sign for the country feeling.
A sign for the country feeling?
Yeah, for the cowboy states.
What do you mean the country feeling?
It's like the German flag. They use they like it more than the German flag. But it's a sign for cowboy states, Wyoming, and mostly they call it the rebel flag.
So they kind of like the idea that it's a rebel.
Yeah. The rebel ID.
Like you guys are rebelling here in Germany.
Yeah.
Or were.
Yeah, something like that.
Ja, vielen Dank, Katrin. Dann geht es weiter mit der amerikanischen Flagge und Nationalhymne. Die steht repräsentativ hier für das Ursprungsland, wo die Sportart herkommt.
Die Nummer 3.
Jawohl, los geht's. Die Nummer 3 hier für unseren Gastgeber und seinen Freund, den Uju. Also Gunther cuttet die Kuh hier für Uju raus. Das sieht gut aus. Jawohl. Und da freuen sich die beiden.
War doch gute Musik, oder?
Schön gemacht. Also, und die Zeit sage ich euch noch. 16,42 Sekunden. Also, das ist super.
So, als nächstes haben wir schon wieder Wünsche. 3 hölzerne Kreuze, 3 wooden crosses, ready brothers. So mein Lass uns mal
Places well off the road. He has crossed this border. I'm back from Mexico.
Dieser sprachlose US-Fahrer, wir haben einen Chevy Blazer.
Dann Gunther und Katrin und der Steffen und
Wir sind bei Hort.
Ein Cowboy ist ein Rinderhirte. Stetson, Jacke, Jet, Jeans, Stiefel, Sporen. Und das sind eigentlich Arbeitssachen, die du brauchst. Wenn ich über die Weide gehe, habe ich die Jets ein, weil ich manchmal auch Bardon beschlage. Ne, oder wenn ich die Pferde beschlage, ich brauche die, damit mir. Und wenn du Cowboy bist, muss alles im Kopf sein. Sonst wird nichts. Alles im Kopf.
Feel the Cowboys really, it's not about what you have or how much it costs, it's just the lifestyle.
This is for me the same holy way like the cowboy way, because this is a kind of respect and a kind of living on this earth like God have made it. In my eyes, only in my eyes, I'm nothing. I'm only a dusty, small thing in the air. But I mean, the cowboy way is if you live like a real cowboy. I don't mean the wannabes or the city slicker like this. I mean really, because it's a really hard work, a hard life, and that's what mostly the people not really see. This kind of mentality. Because you have to live in now, not in tomorrow or not in yesterday.
Like you said before, it's difficult to explain a thing what you do in every day. You don't think about being a cowboy, you still live it every day. And so you don't think about it. You don't have to say I'm a cowboy, you be it. Comes from the inner side. There are a lot of people who wear hats, but they never be a cowboy. Something how you live, and how you're trying to live.
To a working cowboy, that's what being a cowboy is. It's the job. It's the way of life. It's everything that entails. The freedom aspects that you talked about earlier.
The cowboy is the guy who is free. So mostly in East Germany, the people goes this way, this direction. In cause of there was no other possibility, and there was no dogmatic, because in socialism, and in capitalism it was in communism it was very dogmatic system. This is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. There was nothing else, nothing between and nothing else. And so everybody live his own cowboy dream, and this, I think, is the reason to keep this dream.
'95 in the USA. It's heaven. The people was friendly and difficult friendly to Germany, different friendly to Germany. It was we go on the street and how are you? Oh, what? How are you? I don't know him, but how are you? Yes, I'm fine. It was other world, and this is, and then we lose. I lose my heart in the USA. This is cowboy for me.
And a man, a word. Shake hands, say, I will do that. I say, okay.
Do it.
And you do, we do it.
Ah, okay. Like a code.
Yeah, like the code of the West. Something like this.
If you shake hands, it means something.
Yeah. We don't need a contract to sign. We say, okay. Next week, 5 p.m., I'll stand at your door and we do this. And you know exactly he will stand there. And he will help you.
Different in GDR times?
No, it was the same in GDR times. Yeah, more than now. Yeah. More than now. You couldn't go in a shop and buy things. You have to change. I give you that, you give me that.
So the main thing in GDR was that people helped each other.
It was so you can live a little bit normal. Each other. You help each other.
I see. So being a cowboy now almost carries over some of those good things.
Yeah.
From GDR times.
Yes. Yeah. Especially. Yeah. Something like this. Yeah. You take the good things over here. I think that's why the cowboy thing is so sympathetic for especially for GDR people.
What is it to be German and then say, I'm going to be a cowboy? Why East Germany? And why this cowboy culture seems to be popular in the East?
Mostly the people growing up in East Germany. The border was between East and West. There was no religion allowed. It was here, but it was not really allowed. The people read always books about cowboys, Indians.
Mostly the movies. and play with this. And then I become 16, 17. I was a big fan of folk music, Bob Dylan, Neil Young, and so I was interested in the words. I couldn't, and that's why I'm learning English. I was interested in learning English because I want to understand what they sing.
They didn't find liberty in East Germany. They didn't find to be free or to make what they want, because everything was choiced by the establishment.
And I think the people, they live in East Germany, they work really hard and they can't go anywhere, and sometimes they feel like in jailhouse. And the cowboy is a man, also very hard-working man, and he's free. And that's why I think in East Germany, cowboys a very good, to be a cowboy is a very good feeling, a free feeling. You know what I mean?
And it was in the communism or socialism direction, but anything else was not. It was they tried to keep it down.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you think 20 years back, there has been a lot of desire for freedom, because they just didn't have it, I think. And that's why they did their hobbies, and always in this direction, you know.
Mostly in a real private atmosphere.
So the people find in the mind the way from the cowboy. They find liberty and to be free, to live in free, and they look in the air and they have the dream from the free to be free, and this was the cowboy.
Wenn du das alles bloß vom Film her kennst und stehst dann irgendwann an so einem Highway und die rauschen an dir vorbei, das war minutenlang wie versteinert. Und dann noch ein ganz spezielles Ding, ich sag, wo ich das erste Mal in Pennsylvania war, wo ich halt, wo wir geschlafen haben, ne? in dem Hotel oder Motel oder was das war. Und als ein Gespräch erfahren habe, praktisch, dass 2 Highway-Abfahrten da unten bei Firestone der Truckstop ist. Und ich musste hin, das geht gar nicht anders.
Welcher Truckstop?
Firestone hieß der direkt.
Ach so.
Am Highway, glaube ich, 59. Und du holst dir einen Becher Kaffee und stehst da vor deinem Auto und so nach 10 Minuten denkst du, jetzt trinkst du mal einen Schluck und der Becher liegt auf dem Asphalt und du verstehst einfach die Welt nicht mehr. Also so ist es. So habe ich das empfunden. Das ist wie ein kleines Stück, wenn du im Himmel bist. Und du kriegst da auch nicht so davon.
Before the wall came down, as he said, we heard the broadcast from the US and from West Berlin, the radio stations, and we saw something. We saw some movies about the truck driver in the US, and he said after the wall came down, he had the chance to drive a truck. There were no fences between Europe. We were going on a truck. He drove all across Europe, and he felt the spirit of freedom. And he heard country music all the day. And he said, you can't imagine if you have lived in the former East Germany what it means for yourself. If you can go across the border.
Schönes Leben, viel Arbeit, aber Freiheit.
Freedom is,
Tiere.
I think the word. Cowboys have the freedom and work with animals.
Und das war ein Traum bis zu dem Tag, als die Wende dann kam. Grenzen sind geöffnet worden.
Oh.
Dann konnte man sich entfalten. Dann hat man begonnen zu reisen. Und
that were just dreams until the day the border opened.
Und dann ist das Idol Cowboy irgendwo gewachsen. Jetzt kann ich da hin und jetzt go America. Ich will dahin, ich will die sehen, Colorado.
So they wanted to see what they were dreaming of before, you know.
I always saw the heroes. The cowboy was the hero. He was for the good. He was strong, and he was against the bads. For me, it was at the beginning of 7 or 8 years. I saw Gunsmoke with Marshall Dillon, Dodge City, and that was the first picture what I have from the Cowboys. It begins in the kindergarten.
Oh no, they taught cowboy in kindergarten, huh?
Cowboys and Indians, that's what they
That was for me at the beginning. Also als Kind hast du diese Gummi-Indianer gehabt?
Who's who?
And now you see Marshall, Matt Dillon, Brad Maverick, Billy the Kid, and the three bad guys.
Gypsies, we go down the highway, do side swing through and then boys will round the girl. You take the line, go all the way and do it globally. Girls careful, 3/4 round, you swing and promenade. The life I love is making music with my friend. Oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. Side face, grand square, on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. Oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. Element left and weave the ring on the road again. Swing the girl and promenade the ring. Seeing things that I may never see again. Oh, I can't wait to get on the road again. Now the sights were few. By a band of gypsies we go down the highway, do side swing through and down.
Zwölf Jahre Nazi-Diktatur hatten die Welt auf den Kopf gestellt, wie nie ein Dutzend Jahre zuvor. Der Preis war die Teilung der Welt in Ost und West. Die Stadt Berlin wurde zum Symbol dafür. Die Aufteilung der Welt in Ost und West war die Grundlage der gesamten Nachkriegspolitik. Die DDR, 1949 gegründet, hatte als Frontstaat und treuester Vasall der Sowjetunion ihren festen Platz darin.
Sie hat das ertragen und sie hielt trotz allem zu mir. Okay, jetzt wird zusammen die Musik. Sie ist ein ehrbares Mädchen.
Der hat 27 gekostet und da hatte ich aber so einen Rabatt gewonnen. Howdy, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Ich merke, wenn ich schon die Zeitung mache, ich sitze 4 auf dem Stunden vor dem Speisung.
Zwilling gefunden hat, ne? Das stoppt sich oder so. Was denn? Kenn ich mich nicht aus, keine Ahnung.
Eigentlich schon seit 3 Monaten.
Übrigens habe ich am Markt mal geguckt. Ja. Blechstoffeln. Die sind ungefähr 1 Meter hoch, also 1,20 Meter. down in 1989, it was incredible. It was, I got tears in my eyes, and all the times right now, the 20 years, last year we celebrated 20 years when the war came down, and they repeated all the movies and the TV, and I saw the German Chancellor when he spoke at the Czech embassy and said, "You are free. You can go by the train across the German Democratic Republic. You are free. You can go in the Western part." And it's amazing. I guess that can only people understand. They used to live in the former Eastern Germany. That's it's hard to explain. I guess that's the feeling you feel as a free man. Maybe.
Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Why not take all of me?